Yeah. So where we stopped in the last session? Where we stopped in the last session? Oh, last session we discussed about this point, right? Python is like a dynamically typed programming language, and but Java not. That is one topic we discussed. The next one is like functions with parameters, functions with arguments. Also we discussed or not. So today's our discussion is about the different types of arguments or parameters. Different types of arguments or parameters. Okay. Now tell me some errors. Type error. Can you reproduce one type error? Can you reproduce one type error? Any one of you? Okay, let me share my screen. Can you reproduce one type error? Can you reproduce one type error, any one of you?
A equal to 10, a call.
Yeah, simply can I write like a equals to 10?
Hint
If I
object is
give
not
you
callable.
value, then that time you can get like what? Exact error is what? Type error, integer
Hint
object
object is
is
not
not
callable.
available or not. Integer object is not callable or not. Yes or no? Okay, one more type error also. Missing a required positional parameter, like that yesterday we saw, right? Whenever you pass like mismatching parameters or arguments or not. Okay, that time you get like one more type error. Okay, that one we'll discuss. Okay. Okay, then let's come back to our first type of argument is like a positional argument. Positional argument. Okay, very simple. So far whatever the arguments you used, that those are come under positional arguments only. Positional arguments is nothing but in the name itself, dfn a comma b. Okay, just print a and print b. Now if I write like 10 comma 20, see my first position, okay, a, right? In the arguments first position is like a assigned with 10. My second position is like B assigned with 20 or not. Yes or no? Okay, in my first position, A value, okay, A parameter or argument hold with 10 value. In my second position, you have a B variable, okay, B argument you can say, that is hold with 20 or not. So wherever you see the function with the parameters, by default, those parameters come under positional only, positional parameters only or not. In my first position, this is the parameter. Second position, this is the parameter, like that we can mention or not terminology wise. Yes or no? So here in my first position, A is there, hold with 10 value. Second position, B is there, hold with 20 or not. Now come here. Yesterday's our error message you can see now. If you write or if you call like this fn of 10, you can get like one error, right? What is that error? The error is like what? Type error. The error is like what? Type error. Tell me. The error is like type error. What is that error? How many positions we have arguments here? In how many positions you have the arguments? First position you have the argument, second position also you have the argument. There has two positional arguments you have, but how many you supplied? But how many you supplied, tell me? Okay, only
Only one.
one, right? Okay, so that you missed one positional parameter or not. So you missed one positional parameter or not. So how we can tell? Okay, type error is like fn, okay, my function fn missing one positional parameter or not. that is required. That required positional parameter we missed or not. So missing fn call missing one positional parameter. What is my parameter name? Parameter. What is my parameter name? B, right? My fn call missing one positional parameter that is required. Missing one required positional parameter is what? B or not. So this kind of error you can get it. So let me show you that. Open recent. This is the one, right? Can I write positional parameters? Now let me write df sum n1 comma n2. Okay, print n1. The next one is like print n2. Just I written. Now if I call my sum with 10 comma 20, there is no issue. There has no issue. Simply py my positional dot py you can get 10 20. For example, if I remove this one, now tell me sum call, okay, required how many positional parameters? How many positional parameter? First position parameter required, second position parameter also. So overall, two positional parameters are required, but missing one or not. Now see, type error sum call missing one required positional parameter or argument. What is that argument? One required argument n2 or not? Yes or no? One required argument n2 or not. Understood, everyone? So what you can understand, whenever you see one function in Python, you have to observe those arguments. You have to pass the data to that particular argument or not. Yes or no? At least that particular argument assigned with one value. Okay, one is like you can pass while calling, another way also there, I will tell. Understood? Okay, this is one error. The next one is like, for example, if you pass more parameters, if you pass more arguments like this, then required how many? 2, but given how many? 3. There has a mismatch or not? There has a mismatch or not? Now, my sum take 2 required positional parameters, but given 3. Given 3. My sum takes 2 positional arguments. Sum take how many? My sum call take how many? 2 positional arguments, but how many were given? 3 were given or not. So if you give less or more, you can get the type error or not. You can get the type error. So that how many positions are there? Okay, first position one argument, second position one argument, third position one argument is there. 3 positions you have to supply the values. If you supply less, you can get an error. If you supply more also, you can get an error or not. Yes, sir. What is that error? You can get it. The same error, that too, that is the type error. Okay, some more take 2 positional arguments, but 3 were given. Up here, okay? So for good. Okay, then. The next one is like default argument. Default argument. So my question is very simple. Can you write a function to find the product's cost? Okay, you are the customer. Okay, you selected some products from one shop. Okay, you have to find that particular product's cost, all the products cost. But here in this shop, any product, the cost is like 100 rupees only. Okay. One customer, my first customer, he selected like, he taken like 5 products, each and every product is like 100 rupees, so that the cost is like 500. My second customer, he take like 10 products, any item is 100 rupees only, so that here 1000. So this kind of calculation I want in one function, that's it, in one function. Tell me how we can write that function, how we can write that function. Come on, this kind of functionality that function should handle. DEF, okay, come on. Find products cost. You have to print that cost. How you can print it? This cost, if you want to print, now this calculation you have to do or not. The first value is what? The first value is like what? Number of products, right? So number of products. Second one is like what? My products cost or not. So here what you have to do? My products cost. Like this you can do it or not. You can print it or not. Yes or no? Will it work or not work? But here, whenever you call, tell me how many parameters you have to pass. How many parameters you have to pass? How many parameters you have to pass? As per first position 1 parameter, second position 1 parameter, you have to pass it, right? Okay, you have to pass like 2 parameters or not. But if you observe the supplied values, how many customers are there, it's not a matter. Each and every customer, my items maybe the count is different, but the second parameter value is like same for all the customers or not. Yes or no? Today any item is like 100 rupees, but tomorrow, okay, they given like one more offer, it's like any item is like 80 rupees. Then the time, how many places that change is required? Here you have to change like 80, here also you have to change like 80 or not. Yes or no? Come on, agreed? Come on. Then can you provide, okay, some better solution for this particular one? Okay, recommended way of writing the code. Can you provide some better approach? Okay, very simple. Here the cost is like common for all, right? Can you set one default value at the time of define the function? Can you set the default value at the time of defining the function? Come on, at the time of defining the function. Now, can I remove this one? Can I remove this one? Remove this one. First, you are calling like function product cost, okay, with one parameter. The parameter is like what? First position value. So my products is like what? 5. You not supplied the cost. If you not supply the cost to my second parameter, you added like one default value or not. Whenever you not supply the value, then that time it is going to take the default value. So here, this is my positional parameter, and this one we can say like a default parameter. Default parameter. Now you can see the difference, right? Now if I remove this one, both are like positional parameters only, but you get like what? One value. So you can get the error is like what? Function product cost call required how many parameters? Okay, function call, okay, missing one required positional parameter is like cost or not. So that if the cost is like common for each and every customer, can I set the default value for this particular parameter? Now, whenever you set the default value at the time of defining the function, to one argument, that one we can say like a default argument. That is like a default argument. So can you come here? Can we execute the same code? Default argument py, right? That is that. Rename. Now write the function. Okay, def find the products cost. Okay, here number of items, cost of each and every product. Okay, here, come on, you can get the result is like total cost. You can say total price, my items into cost. Now semicolon is not mandatory. If you put also no problem. My total price is this one. My total price is this one. Now find the products cost. First customer take 5 products. Each and every product is like 100. Second customer is like take, okay, 10 products. Each and every cost is like 100 only. Now if I run this one, you can get like output as expected. If each and every person take any number of products, not a matter, but each and every person, how many products they taken, the cost is like same for all or not? For all the persons, the cost is like same or not? If the cost is like same, instead of passing the cost every time, can you find some better approach, recommended approach? If the value of one argument is like common for each and every function call, can you set the value as like a default? Now if you not set, if you not pass, everyone knows we can get the error, type error. Missing one required positional parameter or argument is like cost. Now whenever you have, okay, the default value for all function calls, can you set the default value for that particular argument? Now you can get the same output or not? Yes or no? Now you can get the same output or not? Here, how many you passed? One only, but you not get the error. Why? Because this one, this value go to first position argument, and the second one not having any value, so that it is going to take the default value or not. So to avoid the type errors, okay, simply you can do one thing now onwards. Whenever you define a function, if you know the type, okay, what kind of values you're expecting, just put some default values. If it is like a string, you can put like something like this. If it is like a number, you can put like default value 0, something like this. You can add it to avoid the type errors. Now, for example, this guy, one more person, he also purchase some products, 3 products only, but each and every product cost is like 300 now. Okay, most of the items are like 100 only, but a few items, limited items cost is like each and every item is like 300. Okay, that time the third person taken like the item cost, whatever the items he taken, the item cost is like 300. In that case, how we can handle? In that case, how we can handle? Don't worry. Okay, these are like limited items, right? 300 you can pass. Okay, now the output should be what? 900 or 300 for the last person. Actually, expected output is like what? 3 items, each item is like 300, 900 or not. So can you get the expected output? Now see, you get the expected output. So how it is going to work, you know? Whenever you not pass the value, then it is going to consider the default value. Whenever you pass the value, then that time it is not considered the default value. It is going to give the preference to your value. Understood? Whenever you not pass, then only it is going to consider which value? Default value. If you pass the value, then that time it considered your value or not. It considered like your value or not. Agreed? Come on. So for good, everyone. Any questions about default arguments? Very simple. While defining a function, okay, while defining a function, you can pass, okay, that means you can assign an argument with some default value. Okay, which arguments are assigned with some value, those arguments we call it like a default. Those arguments we call it like a default arguments. Okay, na? So for good, any questions, anyone? Anyone have any questions? Shall we move to the next one? What is the next one? What is the next one? The next one
Keyword
is like
argument.
keyword argument or not. The next one is like keyword argument. Keyword argument dot py. Now see, I have one more requirement. I have a simple function. Okay, name comma location. Name comma location. Print. Okay, name is this one, and the print location is this one. Okay, can I write like name is, okay, concatenation, location is, okay, simply write like this. If I write like Sachin and Mumbai, the answer is, everyone knows, name is Sachin and my location is like Mumbai, no problem at all. Okay, two positional arguments are there. Okay, for every position you passed the data, so there is no issue, so that the output you can get it. Name is Sachin, location is Mumbai. Whenever if I write Mumbai comma Sachin, what happened? Whenever you write Mumbai comma Sachin, what happened? Will it gives me an error or it is going to give some output? Will it gives an error or it gives me some output? Come on. Will it gives an error or it gives some output? There is no error. Why? Because here Python considered like a, this is one positional argument, this is one positional argument, this positional argument get the value or not. This is what kind of value? My Python don't know about your business rule. Okay, as per my business rule, my name should be a player name. But here, my Python don't consider Mumbai is like a location or name. They're not considered. They are expecting like some value. That's it. So position, first position, the value Mumbai. The second position, the value is like Sachin. Okay, so that name is Mumbai, location is like Sachin. It's going to print or not without any errors. So here, if the position changed, okay, first position value to second, second position value to first, then the time my output also get affected or not? The output also get affected or not? Yes, no? Come on. Without affecting the output, if I do some changes in my positions, can I get the same expected output? Is there any other way is there? If I change the positions also, I should have to get the same expected output only. Is there any way is there? Yes, we have one way. Okay, that is possible using keyword arguments. So how we can implement the keyword arguments? Let me write some piece of code. So first you can write like def fn name comma location print name is, okay, name. The next one is like print location is, okay, location. Let me call this function, okay, Sachin and Mumbai. Now let me save it. Py keyword arguments. Now you can get the output. Name is Sachin, location is Mumbai. That's okay. Now Fn Mumbai comma Sachin. If I write like this is also valid only. My first position Mumbai and my second position value is like Sachin. So no issues. Now if you come here, see my name is Mumbai, my location is like a Sachin. Okay, both are like valid only. Here, whenever the positions like changed while calling the function, my output also gets changed or not. Without changing the output, without considering these particular positions, first one, second, first position, okay, move to second position, move to first one, okay, my expected output should not change. Okay, is there a possible way is there to do this operation? Means yes, we have. Okay, that is possible through keyword arguments, which there is no positional, there is no position, there is no order here. You can put any order, no problem at all. You can put any order. So that how we can handle, come here, my Fn, if you write like this, Sachin and Dhoni, it's like normal positional argument, normal parameter values. That's it. If it is like a keyword arguments, how we can pass as like a keyword arguments? There has one syntax you have to follow while calling the function. How many parameters they are expecting, how many arguments they are expecting, name and location. So that while calling that function with that key, you can pass the values. Now, if I pass the value Sachin to which key? Name key. In which function? Fn function. And this Sachin go to Fn function assigned to name argument. Now Dhoni go to which function? Fn function assigned to which parameter? Location parameter. Now if I call this function, you can get the same expected output. There is no problem. Name is Sachin, location is like Dhoni. Now whenever you change the positions, now the first one is like location, the second one is like okay, name. Now tell me, the output get changed or not changed? Not changed. Why? Because here they considered the keys, not order. Now Dhoni go to which function? Fn function assigned to which value? Location. So that my location is assigned with Dhoni or not. The next one is like Sachin pass to which function? Fn function assigned to which key? Name key. So that it is assigned to name key. So my name is assigned with Sachin and my Dhoni is assigned with assigned to location. So that as usual you can get the same expected output or not. So tell me, the default arguments always you place in the function definition. My keyword arguments we are going to place in the function call or not. The difference we observe. The default parameters where we can see. Default parameters where we can see in the function definition. See this is my function. Okay, if you go to the default one, the function definition, you defined a function. Okay, default arguments you can see in the function definition or not. Keyword arguments you can see where? In the function calling or not. Yes or no? Got my point? Agreed? Up to okay? Okay, small exercise about default arguments. I want to reproduce one error. Now let's go to Python. Okay, right. So deffn name. Okay, you can take the previous one only. Items comma cost equals to 100. Okay, print items cost. Okay, now Fn 5, you can get the expected output, no problem. For example, if I write something like this, first default parameter and then positional argument, is it like a valid combination or invalid combination? Is it like valid combination or invalid combination? See what kind of error you get it. what kind of error you get it? What is that error? What is that error? It's a syntax error. That means you not follow the guideline. What is that syntax error? Can you read it? What is that syntax error? Can you read it? What he said? Come on. He said like the parameters without default follows parameter with default or not. See, parameter without default is what? Items. Should follow what? Parameter with default or not. But here, parameter with default follows parameter without default. That is the reason it's a syntactical wrong. So if you want write default parameters and normal parameters without default values parameters, you have to follow certain order. What is that order? You know, the parameter without default should follow parameter with default. My parameter without default should follow parameter with default. But here what happened? With default followed the without default. That's the reason it gives me syntax error or not. Make sure you should have to write without default parameters first and then with the default parameters. Okay, na? Agreed? Okay, tell me, this is valid or invalid? I written like more than one default parameter. More than one parameter with default values. You can write any number, no problem at all. No problem at all. Okay, some other. Now, can I write like this? What happened? Again, the syntax error. Your with default followed without default, but as per our rule, without default should follow with default, so that it's like a syntactical error or not. It's like a syntactical error or not. Yes or no? Okay, so that here can I write like this? Now what error you can get it? What error you can get it? Exact error.
Missing one required positional argument.
FN call missing one required positional parameter or argument is what? Pin, right? Missing one required positional argument or not? Missing one required positional argument pin or not? First one you passed, okay, that will go to the first position. So items like 5. Second one you not passed. Third one, fourth one also not passed, but the default values you set. So that no problem. But this pin, no, you not set the default value, you not passed the value, so that it gives me what? Fn missing one required positional argument pin or not. Understood? So here order matters. Always my without value parameters should follow with default value parameters or not. Without default parameters should follow with default parameters. That's it. Okay, na? Okay. Next one. Syntactically 100% valid. Sachin, Mumbai, no problem. Okay, here Mumbai, Sachin, no problem. No problem. Now here I'm going to write like location equals to Mumbai and my name equals to Sachin. This is which kind of argument? This is which kind of argument? Keyword argument or not? If I change the positions like this. Location equals to, okay, Mumbai. Keyword arguments always, while calling you have to pass. Default arguments always, while defining you have to pass. Okay, na? So no problem here. Now what I'm doing is, will it work or not work? Will it work or not work? The first value go to which position? It's not a positional argument. It's not a keyword argument. It's like a positional argument. First value go to which position? Which parameter? Come on, name, right? Go to the name parameter or not? Go to the name parameter. The second one is like location. My Mumbai, go to FN, assign to which one? Assign to whom? Location or not? Assign to location. So you can get the expected output, no problem at all. Sachin and Mumbai. Sachin and Mumbai. Now here, name is like Sachin. My location is like Mumbai. Will it work or not work? Sachin go to where? FN. Assign to which key? Name. So it's a keyword argument. Next one is like Mumbai. Second position. LOC. Is valid or invalid? It's valid or invalid? Syntactically wrong. That means there is no reasons. You have to follow the guidelines. Okay. What is that guideline? Can you read it? Positional argument. See this. This is the positional argument, right? First position value, second position value. Positional argument follows the keyword argument. But here, keyword argument follows what? Positional argument or not? This is like mismatching. Okay, it's not okay. Follow the guideline or not? Positional argument can follow the keyword arguments, but here the reverse. Keyword argument followed the positional argument. That's the reason it gives me an error. It's a syntactical error. So always while calling the function, you have to follow, okay, the order. If it is like a positional arguments and keyword arguments both are there, my positional arguments always follow the keyword arguments, not keyword arguments follows the positional. Understood? While calling the function, if you want to use the positional arguments and keyword arguments, positional argument first and then keyword arguments. Positional arguments should follow keyword arguments. Understood, everyone? Come on. Agreed or not? Any questions so far? About the default. Default arguments always function definition. Keyword arguments and positional arguments always function calling. Any questions so far? Shall we move to the next one? Okay, next one. I have one small requirement. What you know? Can you write a function? Can you write, okay, number of functions you can write to find the sum of two numbers, sum of three numbers, sum of four numbers, like this. Okay, if I give 10 numbers to you, you have to find the sum of 10 numbers. If you give like 20 numbers to you, you have to find the sum of 20 numbers. I don't know. Okay, somebody giving me the numbers, I'm giving to you to find the sum. I don't know how many numbers they are going to give. Okay, so okay, I'm not able to tell exactly that these two numbers sum you need to find or three numbers sum, I don't know. So in that case, can you write a function or functions which can handle the sum of any numbers? Sum of any numbers. So how? If I write like sum of two numbers function, how we can write sum 2, which take like n1 comma n2. Can I print okay n1 plus n2? Yes or no? df sum 3 n1 comma n2 comma n3, you can print n1 plus n2 plus n3. Yes. df sum 4 n1 comma n2 comma n3 comma n4, and you can print n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus n4 or not. Agreed, everyone? Yes or no? Come on. Now, if I have two numbers, yeah, you can call sum 2, you can, okay, call sum 2. The next one is what? Where is that? Python, this one, no? Yeah, you can call sum 2. Tell me here, what you have to do? Sum 2, 10 comma 20, you can pass it. The next one is like sum 3, 10 comma 20 comma 30. But for example, I have 5 numbers are there. How we can find it? Do we have any sum 5 methods? No, right? Okay, if you want to find the sum of 5 numbers, so how it is possible? You have to write one more function or not? Sum 5. For example, sum 99 is there. Now tell me, you want me to write sum 99 which take like 99 values, 99 parameters you want me to write. Is it the recommended way of writing the code? No, right? Yes or no? So my goal is very simple. Can you write a function first which can hold any number of parameters? Can you write a function, one function, which can hold any number of parameters? If it is hold any number of parameters, for example, 99 numbers are there. If he can hold 99 values, I can find the sum. If you have the 99 values, my logic is like same. I can iterate it, I can find the sum. But the goal is like the function the function which should take any number of parameters. Can you write one function which should take any number of parameters? Like that, I need a function. Can you tell me how we can? That is possible by using variable length arguments. Okay. Now, if you write a function sum n1 comma n2, you know that always it's going to take two parameters only. If you pass more than 2 or less than 2, it is always gives me an error or not. In this case, you can get the type error or not. But my goal is not like that. My goal is like my function should take any number of values. Now 10 20, okay, 10 20 it is going to take. Why? Because okay, it is like two parameters, here also two. If I pass like 3, then that time, okay, expecting 2 given 3, it gives me an error or not. Okay, if I write something like this, missing one required positional parameter n2 or not. Okay, it's not work. It is works for only two parameters, but my goal is not like that. I want to write a function which should take or which will hold any number of parameters, 0 to any. For that purpose, we have one argument is there, that is variable length argument. Can I write like this? Numbers. Okay, can I write or can I save this one? Now see, sum, I didn't pass anything. If I didn't pass anything, it is not gives me any error. If I pass like something like this, I pass like 3 numbers, it hold those 3 numbers or not. If I pass like 2 numbers, it hold like 2 numbers or not. It hold like 2 numbers. If I pass like only one number, it can hold like only one number or not. See, it is going to hold any numbers or not, 0 to any numbers or not. Yes or no? Come on, in which format, okay, we not discussed about this data structure. This is like a tuple format. It's like a tuple object. It's like a tuple format. It hold all the values or not. Whenever you hold all the values in the tuple format, you can write the sum. My result is like 0 from my tuple. By using for loop, okay, by using for loop, I can take my data and I can find the result. My result equals to, see, don't think about this one. Why? Because we not done flow controls. Once we done, okay, you can come to done. Now see, simply my sum ready. Now only 10 I passed, the value 10 only. If I pass like 10 20, if I pass like 10 20, now the value is like 30. If I pass like 2 comma 3 comma something like this, now I can get the values like 838. Okay, see this, it can hold any number of parameters or not. Yes or no? So tell me, at the time of definition, if you see any parameter with a star, you can understand that is like which kind of argument. You can understand that is like which kind of argument. Come on, which kind of argument? Variable length argument. Variable length argument. Okay, now at the time of calling, listen carefully, at the time of calling, you passing like values, okay, 10 2 3 3 like this. This is which kind of values, we can say, which kind of arguments? These values are like what? While calling a function, you are passing some values directly like this. This is which kind of values, which kind of arguments, we can say, terminology wise? Positional arguments or not? If you pass while calling like a key value pairs, this is which kind of arguments while calling? Come on,
Keyword
while
arguments.
two arguments, while defining two arguments, you have to remember, while calling positional arguments, keyword arguments, while defining how many? Default arguments. Next one, variable length argument or not. Understood everyone? Got my point? Okay, now come here, let's take dffn, okay, number, okay, print number fn 10. Yes, fn 10 comma 20 comma 30, it can hold it or not? Yes, it can hold it. Now if I write a comma number, valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Here one normal parameter, no value, no default value, nothing, no argument also, it's like a normal parameter. Okay, valid or invalid? 100% valid. So my 10 positional argument go to first position a, my a value 10, remaining 20 30 go to where? Go to my variable length argument or not? So if I print my a value 10, my number is like 20 30 in the tuple format or not? Yes or no? If you write something like this, valid or invalid? My a value 10 and my 20 positional argument go to second position b value 20, my number variable length take 30 onwards or not? 30 onwards, only one is there, that's okay, that's okay. Now for example, now you can tell, if I write a here, will it work or not work? Will it work or not work? Now see,
Syntax error. Type error.
yeah, this mean error. All the values go to where now? All the values, variable length argument take all the positional arguments or not? See, 10 20 30 go to where? Numbers. Okay, all the values if go to the numbers, a has the value or not having the value? Not having the value. That's the reason you can get the missing required keyword only argument a. Okay, for this particular one, okay, we missed some value or not? Yes or no? Come on, we missed some value or not? Got my point? 10 20 30 go to numbers only. Okay, but a value is not there. So can I write like this? A equals to 40, valid or invalid? Syntactically valid or invalid? Syntactically valid or invalid? Now see, 10 20 30 go to this one, go to variable length. See, the variable length argument holds only positional arguments, okay, not keyword arguments. My keyword argument a equals to 40 is there, so 40 go to fn, my a assigned to a or not, so that my a value is what? 40. My 10 20 30 go to where? Go to my numbers or not? Understood everyone? Come on. If I write like this, valid or invalid? If I write like this, valid or invalid? Come on.
Valid, sir.
Invalid. Why? Because this is positional argument value. go to where? A first, right? Go to A first. After that, remaining to go to where? Numbers. Yes. Again, you supplied 40 to A only or not? Now tell me, A got how many values? 10 go to A and 40 also go to where? A only through keyword arguments. So A got how many values? Multiple values, right? A got like multiple values or not? That the reason it's like a valid or invalid, right? Type error, you can get it. Understood? Come on. Agreed, everyone? Okay, see, like this different combinations you can try. Okay, if you have any questions, we'll see. Today video also I'm going to upload in YouTube. Okay, tomorrow's video also I'll upload in YouTube. Monday onwards, I'm going to directly give that videos to your Gmail ID. Okay, so do one thing. Okay, just share your email IDs in the group so that okay they can share the video Monday onwards. Okay, na? So Java people, okay, this week I'm not able to take the sessions. Okay, Monday onwards we can continue. Why? Because I have to go to okay some other work. Okay, office work, early login. Okay, Sitaram.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. No problem.
Yeah, Monday onwards we can continue.
Sure, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.